Former WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder returns to the boxing ring looking for his first win in nearly 3 years against Robert Helenius. That fight will go down on Saturday night at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Let's break down the fight and the best bets for this heavyweight bout with combat sports and betting expert Bryan Fonseca. Bryan, how's it going, man?
Anytime Deontay Wilder fights, it's an exciting time. And you got to remember, I was born, Mike Tyson was in jail already. So this is probably the most exciting heavyweight of my lifetime. I'm just saying.
Ooh, that's just showing the age there. No comment on that there. Well, before we get into this. Now, before we get into betting, we've got the Bronze Bomber, that is Wilder, against the Nordic Nightmare, Helenius. This isn't Wilder versus Fury, Bryan, or Wilder versus Joshua. So is this a heavyweight matchup that boxing fans should be excited about here?
Absolutely, because the winner of this fight is probably going to fight for a title next. And on top of that, both of these guys haven't been in the ring since last October when Deontay Wilder fought Tyson Fury the last time out. Robert Helenius was actually on the undercard, beating Adam Kalinowski for the second straight time. Adam Kalinowski is a heavyweight from Greenpoint, Brooklyn, and he was an undefeated prospect that PBC was pushing. He stunned him, knocked him out in Barclays Center right before COVID happened in the fourth round. And then Helenius beat him again in a rematch right after that last year. So these two are going to be fighting. Helenius, I think if he's not a top 10 heavyweight, he's just outside of it, although I would probably have him 10th. And what I'm going to say is that if Deontay Wilder can put him away, then obviously that'll be a big win for him and launch him right back into the title picture, or a rumored bout with Anthony Joshua, which has been rumored for several years now, but that's something that's coming back up again now that neither of them has a title. So for Deontay Wilder, it's still a big win if he can get it. Robert Helenius has been knocked out twice by former Deontay Wilder opponents, Gerald Washington and Johann Duhaupas. And Deontay Wilder obviously knocked them both out because he knocks out damn near everybody. So yes, this is still a big fight for boxing and in the heavyweight division. Deontay Wilder should win, but post Tyson Fury, some guys, their chin doesn't recover. So it's not a given that he's going to walk out here with victory.
All right, well, that takes us now to the betting side of things. So when it comes to betting, who will win this fight? Wilder is a strong favorite. I've seen odds anywhere between minus 650 and minus 800 for him as the winner. Vegas also doesn't seem to think this fight will go to distance, Bryan. So what's the best bet if you like Wilder to win on Saturday?
Well, Deontay Wilder fights almost never go to distance. He has 45 fights in his career, 41 career knockouts, and 42 career victories, just one draw. So most of his fights, they don't go to distance. I think Wilder's going to win by knockout. Surprise, surprise. However, if you think that his chin suffered from Tyson Fury knocking him out twice, then there may be worth a sprinkle on Helenius by knockout. I think that this fight is not going to go to distance. The over-under for rounds is probably just 5.5, 6.5, something along those lines. I think Deontay Wilder is going to knock him out. I'm not sure when. I've kind of been leaning like in the middle rounds or something along those lines. It could also be very early, but you have to keep in mind that Wilder did get knocked out against Fury, and it was a pretty bad knockout. And on top of that, hasn't been in the ring for a year, and it's about 37 years old. Like, that's another sneaky thing about this. Helenius is, I think, even a year older, but this is not a given that he's going to win. But I think the best bet and the smartest bet is definitely Wilder by knockout, as it generally is when Wilder fights.
All right, there you go. Wilder by knockout is the best bet if you like Wilder. Now, you know some people like the dogs. There's great value as high as plus 50 for Helenius to win this fight. Can you see the Nordic Nightmare pulling off the upset? And should fans throw a couple dollars down on Helenius to win?
The reason why you can talk yourself into it is because Deontay Wilder sometimes, like I said earlier, your chin may never recover from certain knockouts, and once it goes, it goes. We're going to find out if Deontay Wilder's chin really went. We have to remember that he did have some brawls even before the Tyson Fury bouts because he was rocked a few times against Luis Ortiz, even lost some rounds, almost fell, almost was knocked out on his feet, was almost dropped. A lot of things happened in the two fights with Luis Ortiz, and then in the Tyson Fury bouts, obviously he was dropped like we've never seen him before, and he was even stopped on multiple occasions. So Robert Helenius' chance. And the other thing is that anything can happen in the heavyweight division. Heavyweight boxing, more than any other weight class, you can have these knockout upsets. We've seen them time and time again throughout the course of history. I wouldn't say this is the smart bet or the favorite, but there is a chance that Robert Helenius could do this. It all depends on how much Deontay Wilder is willing to take on his chin and how sharp his defense could be, which he's never been known for throughout the course of a night. I still think he catches Robert Helenius somewhere in the middle rounds or something along those lines. I think Wilder by KO is the smartest bet, but it could be worth a sprinkle because I bet you could find amazing odds at a great number for Helenius by knockout.
There you go. Bryan likes Wilder to win this fight on Saturday, battling Robert Helenius. That'll be at the Barclays Center. Should be an interesting one. Boxing fans should be pumped up for this. That is Bryan Fonseca, one of the best voices in combat sports that there is. Thank you, Bryan, for your time. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me, as always.